Have you ever been at odds with your own emotions? Like one moment you feel something, and the very next you cannot even comprehend how you felt what you did before? Ever wondered that every choice you seem to make has always been the wrong choice and left your entire future in the hands of wherever life takes it? Loved too intensely and completely found yourself hating the very existence of love? Tried to understand passion and given up, yet desired somebody so much that it felt like your body would burst even thinking about them? Wanting to experience all the adventures that life has to offer, and also somehow craving for just a normal routine? Not wanting to be alone at all, and hating human existence at the same time? Suffered too much, always for the sake of others, and then just feeling absolutely liberated? Wanted, or rather found yourself craving for pain because you could not understand anything better than pain? Feeling too much and being numb, all in a matter of seconds or days or years or a lifetime? I am what people call life, although you call it death. I am what you seek and what you find. I am what you scattered and the pieces you now gather up. Life moves very fast. It rushes us from heaven to hell in a matter of seconds. No one can live on impossible dreams. So consider this. There is a prostitute named Maria. She doesn't believe in love, but finds herself being fascinated by sex. She keeps a diary and notes down her life lessons as adventures. Is a sincere student and a strict teacher in her art, and dares to ask forbidden questions. This is 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho. Pay attention. Maybe in the midst of Maria's world, you would end up finding echoes of your own life. For a while, she forgot about that marvelous, murderous thing called love. I know how alive I felt when I was in love, but love is a terrible thing. Love is, above all, a cause of suffering. What exactly did you want? You know what I want. Pain, suffering, and a great deal of pleasure. Desire is not what you see, but what you imagine. She obeyed, impotent out of choice, submissive because she wanted to be. And it frightens me to think that I could only find myself at the very limits of degradation. I want you to feel these stones. I want them to hurt you and bruise you, because just as I did, you have started to associate suffering with pleasure, and I need to tear that out of your soul. That mysterious relationship between two beings who want to be close, but can only be so by inflicting suffering. It was as if the agony that the one inflicted on the other was necessary, fundamental to life. Keeping passion at bay or surrendering blindly to it. Which of these two attitudes is the least destructive? I don't know. We live in a vale of tears. We can have all the dreams we like, but life is hard, implacable, sad. From Maria's diary that night, with a note in the margin scribbled, "Not sure." Honor, dignity, self-respect. Although, when I think about it, I've never had any of those things. I remember everything. In the search for happiness, however, we are all equal. None of us is happy. If one day you come back, I will be waiting for you. I missed my chance to tell you something very simple. I love you. It may be too late now, but I wanted you to know. Missed chances. She had learned very early on what that meant. I love you, though were 3 words she had often heard, now seemed to her that they were completely devoid of meaning. Maria thanked him for his words, noted them in her memory, and left without so much as a backward glance. I would like to believe that I am in love with someone I don't know. That way, I can lose him without having to blame myself for another missed opportunity. And if that is what happens, if I have already lost him, I will at least have gained one very happy day in my life. Considering the way the world is, one happy day is almost a miracle. Yes, perhaps love really could transform someone, but despair did the job more quickly. And what's the point of escaping anyway? Like her, many others were tormented by this same destructive feeling, the sense that no one else in the planet cared about them. However much we may reject it, we humans always find a way of being with pain, or flirting with it, and making it a part of our lives. It was as if he was so accustomed to suffering now that he could not live without it. I allowed myself to fall in love for one simple reason. I am not expecting anything to come of it. In time, he'll be just a memory. It's enough to just love him. Whether she deserved it or not, and she felt the pain and felt the humiliation, which was more intense and more potent than the pain. And she felt as if she were in another world, in which nothing existed. And it was an almost religious feeling. Self-annihilation, subjection, and a complete loss of any sense of ego, desire, or self-will. I felt that pain is woman's friend. That is the danger. I also felt that pain has its limits. That is the salvation. Don't forget that. He, no longer afraid of losing me, because deep down, he too had realized that this was a dream and that it would always be a dream and would never become reality.
I don't know how long it lasted, but everything seemed to be silent, at prayer, as if the universe and life had ceased to exist and become transformed into something sacred, nameless, and timeless. But time returned.
This is a story of a prostitute. Have you noticed that I have not even touched the subject of sex in the entire episode? Well, I have a reason for that. It's because you don't talk about sex. No, of course not. That is not the reason. The reason is that some things you need to read, imagine, feel, and experience for yourself. But as a teaser, I would end this episode with two things. A hymn to the goddess Isis, with which the book begins, and just one sentence that will make you wonder why the book actually is called 11 Minutes. If you know, you know. If you don't, I think you should go find out. For I am the first and the last. I am the venerated and the despised. I am the prostitute and the saint. I am the wife and the virgin. I am the mother and the daughter. I am the arms of my mother. I am barren and my children are many. I am the married woman and the spinster. I am the woman who gives birth and she who never procreated. I am the consolation for the pain of birth. I am the wife and the husband, and it was my man who created me. I am the mother of my father. I am the sister of my husband, and he is my rejected son. Always respect me, for I am the shameful and the magnificent one. Quote: 11 minutes. The world revolved around something that only took 11 minutes. Once again, this is Adya. If you've reached the end of the episode, you probably like what you're hearing. I would love to hear from you as well. Please reach me at the Instagram page for this podcast @What Saves Me From Drowning. And please don't forget to follow, share, like, review, rate according to wherever you're listening.